Damn. Steph is gone. Steph is gone for the year. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Stefon Diggs is out for the year, bro. I blame you for this shit. I'm like, yo, pessimistic, negative ass. You and your bullshit ass Instagram doctor that you hang on every word that this dude says. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how we doing it. On site, right out the gate.
Coming in hot, bro. Wait a minute.
No, we was having this. So for context, me and him were texting each other earlier today, like this morning, and I was frustrated. I'm like, yo, it's crazy that this has not been an update on Steph at this point, man. And obviously, we did not get the official word until the press conference with D'Amico Ryans, and D'Amico jumps in with the bad news right off the jump.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it was awful, But before that, I'm telling Omar, I'm optimistic. I'm thinking that he'll definitely miss this game, but he'll be all right.
He'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Listen, my what can I say, man? My Instagram doctor has been like everything that he like. So he puts out a video at like almost every Sunday, right? Like at the end of the kind of midday Sunday, or like towards the end of the evening, beginning of the evening on Sunday, and he kind of just goes over like all of the injuries, and he obviously takes a look at them and kind of gives his thoughts. And right off the bat on Sunday, man, he had the thing. He said, he's like, yeah, it's not looking good. It's not good news. And this was on Sunday. This was like right after the game, bro. He was like, yeah, it's not looking good. Non-contact injury on a stutter step. He goes, that's telltale ACL. It's not. He goes, the only other thing that it may be, and the best case scenario is going to be like 6 weeks out, kind of thing. If he did strain something, he goes, but he's like, I can almost put my money on blown out. So I guess for me, because of that, and because I follow that account on Instagram, I'll figure out what, I can't remember what it is, but I'm kind of already at peace with it. Like I kind of already went through my grief.
You thrive on negativity, bro.
I don't thrive on negativity.
You need more positivity in your life, dog.
No, I mean, but look, whenever somebody tells, like, somebody that like that, because I did a little background on him. He's a legitimate physician. He's a sports medicine doctor.
Let him operate on you, bro. Straight Absolutely. Up, just Instagram credentials. That's it.
Instagram credentials.
Let him operate on you. You gonna
Instagram let him credentials. If I blow my ACL out, and he was like, "Listen, Omar, I'll do your surgery for free," then I'd let him do it. I'd let him do it.
He gonna give you a pussy, bro. That's what he's gonna. He's gonna give you one of those transgender surgeries that Kamal is paying for in the prisons, dog. He gonna switch you up to a vagina. That's what's gonna happen.
Let me look and see what his Instagram is, just so everybody can
don't promote this.
No, I am, because he's been right. He was right about Joe Mixon. He was right about Stefon Diggs. He was right about Nico Collins. He was right about everything. Right about everything. So you can say what you want. That brother be on like you. Let me see. What's his Instagram?
Anyway, guys, y'all know what's up, man. You rocking with Bull Run Sports, man. That's how we get down over here, man. If you ain't subscribed, what the hell you doing? Just go and hit the button. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you a damn thing. All right. You get some good ass content. We're gonna update you. Unfortunately, this is the last video that we're gonna be able to put out before the Jets game. If you're watching this right now, obviously you're watching it Wednesday morning, during the day on Wednesday, whatever. But it's a game is unfortunately game preview. No Stefon Diggs. That's the big topic of the day. Right. And just where do we go from here? It's almost sucks that we got to play a game right now. We don't even get time to mourn. We don't even get time to mourn this brother, dog.
Listen,
he ain't even in the ground. He ain't even in the ground good.
Exactly. Look, this is the ultimate next man up. We ain't got time. Let's keep it moving. I think, obviously we got the Thursday night game coming up. You folks will be seeing this video on Wednesday, so we got the Thursday game coming up tomorrow. Listen, I'm not worried about the 2-6 Jet. You know what I mean? Like the 2-5. What are they? 2-6 or 2-5 or something like that. I'm not worried
we
about
talked
that.
about this. I told you. You said it off. You said it off camera. You was like, "Why are we worried about the Jets?"
Why are we worried about the Jet? Yeah.
Hey, I said save it. I said save it for the cams, bro. Like a cam girl, like you can't squirt before the camera starts, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to squirt.
Yo, you are just you coming in hot today, bro. You gonna get us pulled off of YouTube.
Hey,
I'm glad your mic's cutting out, bro. Because you.
Is that pastor the one that commented to us about our language? He running the YouTube now?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He's running. He's running the platform we're on right now. He's got us.
He gonna flag us. Nah, man. Dog, 2-6. Hey, I'm not worried about their record. They still got Aaron Rodgers. They still got Garrett Wilson. They got Devontae Adams, and that's just the offense. Their offense been struggling, Omar, but their defense is still legit. Their defense.
Are you talking about the same defense that let the New England Patriots put up 25 points last week? Is that the defense you're worried about?
The defense I'm worried about.
The Aaron Rodgers that you're worried about is the one, or is it the Devontae Adams that you're worried about is the one that only put up like 30 yards last week? Is that the one you're worried about?
Hey.
I'm
saying, bro.
I'm trying to clarify,
we know what they're capable of. We know what they're capable of.
My bad. I apologize. 54 yards is what he put up last game.
I
mean, I just
we know who they are. We know what they can do. Obviously they ain't been playing well this season at all.
I agree. We know who they are. Aaron Rodgers is my age, brother. He ain't got no business out there. He should be in the middle of a rainforest in Costa Rica doing ayahuasca and licking the back of poisonous toads. He ain't got no business in the NFL.
It's just our luck, though. It's just our luck, right? That he would have the game going back in time 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And that it's possible. That's all I'm saying. We're talking about the same.
I don't think it is possible because of our defense. Because of the two monsters that we got on the bookends of our defensive line. That's why I'm not worried about these cats. I'm beyond.
Hey, you got to your point. You got to put if people ain't putting Will Anderson Jr. in their defensive player of the year rankings right now, then what are they? No credibility to your organization, to your rankings. If you're not, man. But I'm saying their offense. I'm sorry, their defense is currently better than our offense. We're literally talking about not having Stefon Diggs, not coming into this game already knowing we don't have Nico Collins. Who are we going to have out there receiver on a short week, Omar? We're going to be relying on our depth, on Hutch, on Metch. And I'm not saying that they're not capable, but remember what happened last year. This the same Jets defense that concussed CJ Stroud, and the elephant in the room that we haven't even talked about.
Wait a minute, you talking about me being negative, bro?
Wait. Let me say this. Have they been able to protect CJ Stroud all season?
No, they haven't.
Offensive line, Kenyon Green. So we're talking about a Jets defense that literally concussed our quarterback last year in the same stadium that we're going to. I don't feel warm and fuzzy. Now, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm being logical. Right now.
I don't see it, man. I just I don't. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna hang your hat on the fact that CJ Stroud got concussed last year in this same game as the anchor for your argument that you don't feel good about this game, bro. Look, I'm with you to an extent because our offensive line has been absolutely atrocious since week 1.
Yeah.
Right. We have yet, our offensive line has yet to put together a full game of proper football. It hasn't happened.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. And we have a lack of weapons, so it's not like he need a little bit more time to hang out in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get acclimated to some of the routes and stuff like that. And it's like, dog, he not gonna have it. They ain't been able to protect him all season. I don't feel good. I don't feel good about that at all on a
I mean,
short
look,
week.
the Steelers put up 37 points on them. The Patriots put up 25 points on them. The Bills put up 23 points on them. The Vikings put up 23 points on them. The Titans,
I don't care about their
got
record.
17 points on them.
Who
If
did?
you were a decent defense, Will Levis put up 17 points on this defense, bro. You really worried about him?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm not worried about them at all.
Look, do I think we're gonna win? Yeah. I think we're going there and take care of business. It's gonna be par for the course, right? Everything that we've done this season is gonna be an ugly ass game.
Yeah,
Ugliest of the ugly game. Look, betting people, take the under. Take the. I don't care if the under is 3. Take the fucking under, man. This is gonna be an ugly game. Short week. Our offense is staggering. Their offense has sucked all season. To your point, Omar, and take the under. Take the under. But
I'm really surprised, bro, that you're taking this angle. I really am.
well,
because,
you think they're gonna go in there and light it up?
Well, here's what I will say though, is that you and I have made it a point to talk about our depth, right? Like our just the depth that we had at the wide receiver position. Obviously we got two of the three-headed monster is out now. To your point, take the under on the points. I'm saying take the over on whatever Tank Dell has as receiving yards.
Oh, you got to
take the over because he's the only viable tool that we have at the moment that we're aware of, right? We're gonna find out what Mechie's all about. We're gonna find out what Hutch is all about. We're gonna find out what Bobby Trees is all about. We're gonna find out what Dalton Schultz is about. We're gonna find out what Cade Stover is all about.
Yeah,
all in this game.
But Omar, to your point, I would love that. Would sound great. Ideally, it would come. The Steph injury would come on a week where we had a bye week right after the injury, right? Or at least like the Thursday night game this week, and have an extended week, have an extended period of time to put together something. We have a short week, bro.
Yeah,
this is hard to be like, okay, hey, our depth is so great. Let's see what these guys are gonna do on a short week. Man, this about to be the most vanilla of vanilla offense. We already been complaining. Everybody been complaining about slow play calls. You about to be hella frustrated at what the fuck we about to see on the field. This Halloween. It's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be spooky.
I think Mixon's gonna put up $150.
Mixon gonna get 50 carries, and he gonna have to get $150. Doc, you think that sounds like a joke, right? He gonna carry the ball 50 times.
Yeah, I was gonna earn that game check this time around. Yeah, over under on the Texans Jags is 42 points, which is kind of crazy.
You say on the Texans Jags or the Jets?
Oh, sorry, Texans Jets. That's what did I say? Did I say Jags? I meant Jets. Texans Jets 42 points is the over under. Obviously the Texans are a favorite, and the point spread is 1.5.
We dogs, 1.5 point dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. Like I say, we the visiting team. They always gonna give 3 to the home team, right? So it's a pick 'em essentially, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of what they're saying, but it's gonna be an ugly game, bro. I mean, it's gonna be ugly. We're gonna be so frustrated. If you're going into this game thinking, oh hey, the Texans know that the offensive line is struggling, they're gonna clean it up before this game. You're smoking something, man. I mean, you're smoking something heavy. CJ gonna get hit heavy and often. It's gonna be, the same as his pressure rate. It's gonna be insanely high. He's gonna be running around for his life. And like you said, he only pretty much got Tank Dell that he has the camaraderie with at this point in the season to try to rely on in these scramble drill situations. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be pretty, bro. It's just not gonna be, like I said, I'm a realist, dog. I'm a realist, man. I'm an optimistic person in real life. But when it comes to this game, I'm not about to sit up here and sugarcoat the shit for y'all. You watching this and you like, hey, let me watch Bull Run to feel better about the game. No, you came to the wrong place. You hear like that pastor that came here and expected clean content.
Yeah. And that guy got cussed out for his trouble. That's kind of fucked up. I mean,
Yeah,
I just can't like my thing is, bro, is like how is it that we're a 6-2 team and we're worried about a 2-6 team? like
it's the
like they say
circumstances,
that
dog.
the you are who your record says you are. You know,
That's true.
I
That's
just
true in a lot of cases, man. But this one it has extenuating circumstances, dog. We were already down our best receiver, the best receiver in the league. Then we
yeah.
had Stefon Diggs, a proven veteran, a great guy, you know, goes down going into a short week. Tank Dell, credit to Tank. He stepped up last week, man. After Steph went down, he had a good game. He had probably his best game of the season, right? Statistically. And we needed every little bit of that to beat the Colts. Speaking of, man, I don't want to jump on another tangent, but bro, how hilarious has the Anthony Richardson hate been, bro?
Oh my, I was gonna get to that, bro. We'll get to that in a second, but I
Yeah,
want to point something out here because everybody's obviously I'm upset that Diggs is gonna be out for the season, but
yeah.
I'm looking at the last few weeks, with the exception, when did Nico go down in the Bills game?
Yep. Yep. After
So Nico went down in
hitting
the
that
Bills
drum.
game, right? So during the Bills game, he got Diggs got, let's see what Diggs did. I just don't think we're gonna miss him that much. Okay, 6 catches, 82 yards in the Bills game. Okay. Diggs in the following week against the Patriots, 6 catches, 70 yards. 6 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown against the Packers. Bro, 5 catches, 23 yards against the
That's Steph.
Packers. I
That's
mean,
well, bro. What did CJ have in the Packers game? It was just
no, I
80
know.
something
What he threw
yards,
for like
right?
80
So
yards or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It was a garbage game.
So we can't
My,
even count that game. So
my point is that I feel like Hutch or Mechie could step in and fill those stats, right? Like one of the things I love about the movie Moneyball, I reference that movie all the time.
I was gonna say here we
Where he
go.
says, what are we trying to do? It's like, oh, we're trying to replace Giambi. It's like, no. We're just trying to replace his runs. Right.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, bro. It's like we can't replace Steph.
No,
We can't replace Diggs, right? But we can try to make up his yards. And when I look at his production, it's not anything like a Nico. There's no way we can make up Nico. We can't
yeah.
make up his presence. We can't make up his yards. There's no doubt about that. I just feel like Diggs being out is not as big of a thing as people are making it because of the fact that he doesn't really statistically put up massive yards. And I don't think that he pulls away defenses, as much as we think he does. So I feel like a Hutch and like a Mechie could come in and collectively kind of make up for the statistical piece of what Stefon Diggs is leaving us without. And that's why I'm not
Obviously,
too worried about it.
I want you to be right,
Of
But
course.
at the same time, there's a reason why Stefon Diggs is Stefon Diggs and
True.
Hutchinson is Hutchinson and Mechie is Mechie, right? Bro, how many times just with the Texans? I'm not even talking about his arguably Hall of Fame career
Sure.
outside of Houston, but how many times with the Texans have we seen these plays, these toe tapping plays, these just incredible catches that are like, it's like we're spoiled by it. We were
Right.
spoiled by the greatness of the D Hop, right? It's like they make it look routine, but these are not routine plays at
No,
all.
they're not. Yeah.
So yes, I agree with you on the money ball aspect of it. You got to replace that production somehow, whether it's by committee, blah blah blah. I definitely don't want to call Hutch and Metch like warm bodies because hey, they battled it out in the
Yeah.
preseason, man. They had a competition. We had
Yeah.
a lot of talent in that wide receiver room, so they won those spots for a reason. So
Right.
I'm not saying that they scrubs at all, man, but like I say, there's a hierarchy, and Stefon Diggs is Stefon Diggs for a reason, man. But let's talk about Omar. We got the players that we got on our squad, man. And the big question is a lot of people were like you. A lot of people were like, hey, It's a wrap. He's done. What are we gonna do to replace him? What kind of trades can we make? And what do you think, man? Do you think Casario should be on the phone? And if so, who is a viable option possibly for us to bring in before the trade deadline, which is quickly approaching?
So the one guy that I heard about today that went to Baltimore, that
Deontay
was
Johnson.
Yes,
Deontay Johnson. Yeah,
Deontay Johnson. Yes, when I saw that, it was interesting, man, because you just mentioned D-Hop, right? We saw him go over to Kansas City, which is like,
and I was pulling the rest of my little hair that I had out my head. I'm like, dog, we could have had him. We could have.
Yeah.
That would have.
How do we not cut a deal for him? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
obviously, we didn't know what was going on with Steph, right? I mean,
exactly. Yeah. That deal happened before this, but it's like a week before, dog.
Right.
Like, oh, especially if they had him on the trading block, if they were open to trading him, that would have been the reunion of the season. What a roller coaster that would have been, right? To lose Steph and then get D-Hop back. That would have been. That would have been bringing JJ back at that point, type shit.
Oh,
we ain't talking about that in a long time.
I know we haven't, but
because it ain't gonna happen.
No,
but,
I don't want to revive that one, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that I had kind of in my head, but again, we just, like I said, we just found out about Diggs, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of tough to come late to the party and then trying to make some quality acquisitions. I honestly don't know, aside from that, who else is out there in the market at the moment.
I heard some shit about Chris Olave, man, but I don't think the Saints would do that, honestly.
Nah, come on.
I don't know his contract situation, but he's a really good receiver. It's so much stuff to think about too, because it's like we know we got Diggs on a 1-year deal. Now obviously that's looking pretty genius, at the moment, but it's like, hey,
exactly.
If he did want to re-up and come back with us, we could probably get him on a pretty favorable contract if we do want to re-sign him now that he had the injury and he's older. I mean, he's an older guy too.
Yeah. He's no spring chicken.
Dog, I started talking with my hands like this because I was making fun of Trump. Now I can't fucking stop doing it.
No, you can't stop doing it.
It's one of those things, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's but here's the other thing too, man. I mean, I know we're obviously we're wanting to, play some hypotheticals and stuff, but in the sense of, like, this obviously just happened, right? I mean, obviously he just went down. We know now he's out for the year. Now that that's true, I'd like to see what Hutch and Mechie do now that they're gonna be that main role, right? Like, that's they're 2 and 3 at this point, right? I mean, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, on the depth chart, right? So obviously that's gonna change when Nico comes back. Hopefully we get him back.
I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna say. You really, ideally, hopefully, because his IR stint will be over after this week. But like we talked about, you don't know if his injury is going to allow him to actually come back. From all that I've heard, he's ahead of schedule and should be back against the Lions after this game. But what you're saying about Metch and Hutch being 2 and 3 on the depth chart at wide receiver, ideally, hopefully, we're only going to have to see that for this game.
For this
after
week,
that,
yes,
we'll have Tank, we'll have Nico, and then who's going to fill that wide receiver 3 position?
So much to the battle that you alluded to earlier during preseason, right? I mean, this for them is going to be an opportunity for them to show out and see who's going to nab that third spot going forward for the rest of the season, right?
Dog. Yeah, so, I mean, if you're part of the Hutchinson family or the Mechie family, this is what you've been hoping for. You've been hoping for an opportunity. You've been hoping for an opportunity for your guy, and they got to shine, man. And look, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the team. I'm a fan of these guys. Especially Mechie, man. I love his story. I hope the boy goes out and balls the hell out. That would be incredible. It would be incredible. But like I say, my realistic brain is like, I mean, it's most likely ain't gonna go down like that. Like I say, it's more likely for Joe Mixon to really get 50 carries, especially because Damian Pierce did not practice, bro. And
he's probably not going
to play. So Joe Mixon's really gonna get 50 carries, dog. The
Yeah,
more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, he's gonna carry the ball 50
yeah.
times.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a little more of a Gumbawale this week.
Yeah.
Obviously that he's been getting a lot of the third down back workload, but yeah, I mean, if he ends up being out, still nursing that groin injury, it's gonna be a very interesting game, man. I mean, I again, I'm still not worried about it. I mean, like, he's fucking Aaron Rodgers gonna be on the sideline, like fucking freebasing like black tar heroin before he goes out there. So yeah, I don't like he's wild, man, and I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I
it's a
don't know.
tough task, man. Aaron Rodgers throwing to Garrett Wilson and throwing to Devontae Adams. I don't care what their record is. That's scary. I mean, that's
I'll tell you the one thing that does worry me about Aaron Rodgers is his propensity for the big plays. And
yeah,
we have the propensity to give up these big plays and let some of these guys come up over the top of our safeties
yeah,
and blow us out for these massive 40, 50-yard throws. That could ultimately be the killer for us. I mean, I see that as our one weak spot against Aaron Rodgers because he likes to exploit that kind of stuff.
yeah. And he
So
can
that's a
actually
big
hit it.
potential. And he can actually hit exactly.
He can
Yeah, yeah,
actually hit it. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, let's talk about that for a second, man. Kalen Bullock went out of last game with an injury.
Mhm.
He's on the injury report as like a limited participant. So I'm hoping that he plays. I'm gonna say something that's a little controversial, dog. I trust our rookie, Kalen Bullock, way more than I trust Jimmy Ward, especially
Oh
in
yeah,
these situations
yeah,
that you're talking about. Jimmy Ward gets burnt habitually, bro.
yeah,
Just,
yeah,
just
yeah.
he's watching the ball just sky over his head, man. And to have Kalen Bullock a little nicked up and Jimmy Ward is practicing, trending towards playing in this game, I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't like that at all.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a big glaring hole. And the thing about it is that Aaron Rodgers is smart enough to. I mean, there's one thing to be long. If there's one good thing about being long in the tooth, man, is the experience and finding out who it
Yeah.
is that you're going to exploit and exploiting the hell out of them. And Aaron Rodgers will absolutely figure out where he can put that long ball and ultimately end up with some big plays. And that's gonna suck, man. So
Yeah. Big
it's
time.
gonna be interesting, man. Again, there's a lot of factors here, right? That can like put this game in different scenarios, but I don't know, dude. I
Still
can't bring
riding with it.
myself. I can't bring myself to worry about a 2-16, bro. At the end of the day, you are who your record says you are, you know. And if there's one thing that these boys have done is managed to figure out how to win games, with the exception of the Packers game, that was a fucking
Yeah,
just an
and we
atrocious
still we
mess.
still should have won that one, right? I mean,
Right,
it
we still
came
should
down
have.
to just boneheaded. To me, as bad as we played, just boneheaded time management at the end of the game.
Yeah,
We still could have won. We still could
yeah,
have won it.
yeah. And we
Yeah,
still got 7 at the helm.
we still got 7 at the helm. And I think to your point, what you were alluding to earlier, I don't quite think it's like plug and play when it comes to the receivers, but damn, CJ kind of makes it look like that,
Bro,
bro.
he really
He,
does,
he
man.
makes it look like it.
I mean, I don't
He's
want
just
listen,
that
I don't
good.
wanna compare him. I don't wanna compare him to the boy over in at KC. But that's one of the beauties of what Patrick Mahomes can do, right? Is just
Yeah,
it he get get the wide receiver where you need to be, and he's gonna put that ball where only you can catch it.
he gonna
If
find you.
he's gonna find you, and he's not only is he gonna find you, he's gonna find you right in the hands, and
Yeah,
you better catch it,
yeah,
right? So that's the thing, man. I feel like one of the unsung things about CJ is that fact, right? It's the fact that he can make up for some of the deficiencies that's going on in our offense, right? And then on top of that, we have Mixon, who can keep the defense honest, right? Now, if
yeah.
we could just get our offensive line to run block and pass block worth the fuck,
Man,
then we'd be all right.
yeah.
Can you
This is
imagine,
this
bro,
is
if our offensive line played 20% better, just 20%?
that's the most frustrating thing about our team as a 6-2 team
Yeah.
because there has not been a game this season where we felt like, oh yeah, yeah, going into next game, this is it. We've played. This is how we should be playing. This is the team that we knew we were going to have in the offseason. There's not been a game off season. People might want to say the Patriots game. No, no, they suck. We should have beat the hell out of them. We should have beat them by 50 something. We should be playing the way that the Detroit Lions are playing. And I hate the fact that we got to see them after this week, because it's like
now you want to talk about a spooky.
Man,
bro, that's one team that I'm scared of. That's one team that when we start talking about that next week is when you're gonna see me. Dude was talking about Shorty being negative or Shorty finally being I'm gonna be negative as hell because we have.
Hey, shout out to you. If you were the person that commented saying that like Shorty finally being positive, we try to figure out who the fuck were you talking about? Who's Shorty?
It's got to be me. I can't imagine. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's weird. Like, how can you tell our height? We're sitting down on these videos.
Unless he's from Atlanta.
What's up?
Unless he's from Atlanta. They call everybody out there Shorty.
Yeah.
So,
But nah, that comment had us cracking up, man. So holler back at us if you were the person that left that shit. That shit was so funny.
Yeah, man. So you talked about Anthony Richardson earlier, a little around the horn here for a second. Benched. Our boy got benched.
Yeah, and look, what do you think about it, bro? Was it deserved? Was it a deserved benching?
There's been so much talk about it, obviously, right? For obvious reasons. You and I were at the game, and our boy John was at the game. Now, John is a diehard Colts fan. Been a Colts fan for years, for as long as I've known him. And he didn't even know that that's what was going on. Obviously, we were a little under the influence. We didn't really know what was going on, but we're just enjoying the game. I didn't even see the switch between him and Flacco for that one play. But what was interesting about that entire situation is that he made that run, right? It was like a 30-yard run that he had. He scrambled for like 30 yards, like picked up the first down, took a pretty nice hit, and then got up and then immediately just tapped the helmet and said, hey, So usually when something like that happens, you're like, damn, he must have got hurt. Yeah. And you remember that his injury from last year was a hip injury, right? And that's kind of where he got hit. So I think that he got hurt. I think he got hurt, and I think they're covering it up. And I think that
But why?
So
why? Why would that be the case? Why would you make it's a way worse excuse for you to say, oh, I was just tired, rather than
that's what I don't understand.
I got banged up.
That's what doesn't make sense about any of this. Yeah. I agree with you. That's what doesn't make sense about any of this, right? What doesn't make sense is that like bro, you're like literally on that play, like threw Danielle Hunter like off of his back. Like he had Danielle Hunter on his back.
Well, it wasn't Danielle. Danielle would have brought his ass.
Who was it? Somebody.
I think it was Settle. I want to say it was Tim Settle.
Okay, somebody.
You're talking about a massive human being. Massive human being.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's the size of a linebacker out there playing quarterback. So,
but no, he's literally a linebacker playing quarterback. That's linebackers can't throw the ball. Right. and he's proven that he is not a passer of the football. And I'm so surprised. We got a friend of ours that's like, I don't know why he's defending him to the death. He has him on his fantasy team. That's the only thing I can think
of.
That's what it is. Fantasy wise, Anthony Richardson will put up decent fantasy numbers because of his ability to run the ball. But Omar, Anthony Richardson plays quarterback.
Right.
You have to throw the ball, and he can't throw. Think about it, bro. This game got flipped upside down because his dumbass throws an interception, like in our red zone. When we played against them, and it's like anytime he dropped back to pass, bro, I just was giggling like a little schoolgirl. These play calls are ignorant as fuck, dude. You have an amazing running quarterback. Just run RPO every time. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Off to Jonathan Taylor. What are you doing? I love the fact that he was dropping back and passing the ball, and he did exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, and that was one of your keys to the game, actually, when we had when we did the preview of that game, was make him throw. Make him throw, and for God's sakes, keep him behind the line of scrimmage, right? Like that was the thing, right? And so, we absolutely did that. But I mean, to answer your question, you can't do that, man. Like you're the general of the army here. Well, like, what are you doing? How are you just gonna like? Oh, I'm gonna go sit. I'm tired, guys. I'm just gonna go sit this one out. And it was crazy because it was I can't remember if it was Jeff Saturday, I believe it was. He's like, I can't tell you how many times Peyton Manning came back to the huddle, just huffing and puffing, like just dying, like barely, like trying to catch his breath. And it's like, all right, guys, come on, we got to get this next playoff. Blah, blah, blah. It's like you just don't do that, man. Like that's just such a bad showing. That's like such a bad. It's a bad look, bad visual.
If the play call is like, if you're huffing and puffing, you're tired. The play call is like, okay, hey, design quarterback run or something, just audible to a run. I mean, think about how many times Mike Vick probably,
for sure,
or
Jackson, Lamar Jackson. How many times has he had to do that, right? So,
but I don't even know who that backup quarterback is, because you don't see him. You don't see him tap out the game and be like, "Hey, man, I've just run like I always do." Like when you come.
But you know what's crazy is that the very next play that Flacco ran was a run play. So it's like, like you couldn't go out there and do that, bro. Like you couldn't go out there to like dump it off. You know what I mean? It's like, so that's what makes me believe that there's something else there, right? Like that there's something going on there, something else going on there. I don't know, man. Somebody,
that brother better learn to lie in these press conferences, dog. He thought that he was kind of chuckling it up whenever he said that shit, like he expected the reporters and shit to kind of laugh along with him, like, oh man, y'all out of shape motherfuckers, y'all know how it is, man. I was tired.
Yeah, I was tired. Yeah.
You 22 years old, my guy. You the franchise quarterback. Like, I lost respect for him. And look, I'm a Texans fan, obviously, bro, first and foremost. But I'll be honest, and I've said it before, Anthony Richardson in the scouting combines and everything like that, before we drafted CJ, I'm like, dog, maybe we should go after this brother. I just felt like his upside, his ceiling, may have been higher than CJ's. He just looked like a man amongst boys, and still do. But I lost respect for him, seeing that shit the same way that I lost all respect for Cam Newton during that Super Bowl when he didn't try to jump on that football against Denver. And that was it for me. I love Cam Newton. I was like, dog, he's just the perfect quarterback that you would want. The running ability, the arm, the accuracy, everything. It was all there. But then when I saw he lacked heart. Yeah. That showed that he didn't have heart. Anthony Richardson is showing he don't have leadership, man.
Yeah. And the other thing too, bro, is like, what? This is his second season, right? Second season,
yeah.
And he has yet to get better at his accuracy. Like, to me, bro, accuracy is something that it's a skill that you can work and you can hone.
For sure.
You know what I mean? To go, and I'm assuming that that's what the Colts were thinking when they drafted him, right? They're like, man, this kid has everything. Like, we'll bring in the best coaches and we'll work on his accuracy, right? Yeah. Like, the kid's got everything else that you can't pay for, or that's God given, right? Yeah. And for him to not have developed or made any progress in his ability to throw the ball accurately is, once again, like, look, all of these character things are starting to come out now, right? Like, when you tap out, then everything else comes into question. It's like, okay, well, if you quit in the middle of a game, then what else did you quit on? Did you quit on that one day at practice? Did you quit on your agility drills? Did you quit on your accuracy drills?
And you usually don't hear those things until later on. It once the team has moved on from the brother, once the brother's out the league and stuff like that, man. Maybe he said in that playbook, he not on the practice field. Like you say, that's his job.
Yeah,
Omar. Like, he's not in college. It's not like he got to split his time with going to classes. It's not like he's a semi-professional player where he works a 9 to 5, and he's not dedicated like us. We got fucking kids. We got 9 to 5 jobs. But we're still here, baby. We still do this shit right now. We're not splitting. He's not splitting time like we are, burning the midnight oil, being here for y'all right now on Bull Run
Sports. Getting paid millions.
That's his job. He's 22 years old. That's the only thing that he should be doing. So, to your point, there's no reason why his accuracy should not have improved. at this
I'm
point.
not saying
man.
he's got to be pinpoint right now. It's only his second year. What I am saying is that some of those throws need to be accurate at this point, right? I mean, I'm not saying he needs to be CJ level or Mahomes level, but
Yeah.
we haven't seen that step. We haven't seen that next step. And I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, I made my prediction at the beginning of the season about us running through the division.
You did.
But
Hey, I gotta
listen,
give you props. I gotta give you props, bro. I gotta give you props.
AR was one of those guys that I was worried about because I thought to myself, man, if he makes that next step in that development, that's going to be a hard sell. But I mean, clearly he hasn't, and so so then the character questions start to come into play. It's like, well, why hasn't he, right? And then it's like, oh, wait a second, you quit in the middle of a game too? Okay, I think we might see what's going on here, right?
Yeah, I didn't know at first. When I first saw it, I was like, man, is this an overreaction? Because the first thing that I saw was Pat McAfee tweet about it.
Oh
And
yeah,
I was
Pat
like,
McAfee went
yeah,
ballistic.
yeah. And then I
Like this
watched him go on like a 25-minute rant, like just dogging him out. And that's his boy. If anybody's gonna support Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
Pat
That's the
McAfee.
squad. Yeah.
So to see him go off, and I'm just listening to him and listening to his perspective as an ex NFL player and giving his perspective from like the locker rooms and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, this is fucked up, and it's not a good look, man. Obviously he's lost the locker room, he's lost the respect of his teammates. And, they see it, right? That's why his ass is gonna be on the bench. And look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm so glad that we faced him and not Joe Flacco. If we faced Joe Flacco, we probably discussing a loss going into this Jets game, man. So
Agreed.
I'm glad that we got AR for that last game. And like I say, to your point, bro, the Colts were the only team in our division that I was even worried about. So your prediction of us sweeping the division, the only reason I disagree with it is because I said that we would drop one to the Colts. Colts, you look like a genius, bro, and I'm on board with you. If we drop a game in the division, it's a complete disappointment, dog. Because the rest of the division is utter trash.
Yeah, I mean, literally everybody would have had to have, like, I don't know, 10 laxatives before the game, just shit all over the field or something. I don't know. Like, that's like the only thing I can see. But I mean, we're not, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was crazy. Jeff, we'll end off on this. You mentioned Pat McAfee, right? But Jeff Saturday went off on him.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that.
Yeah. It was him, Shea, and what's his name? Stephen A.
Yeah.
The very next day, man. But yeah. You want to put in predictions right now? Because this is the last video we're gonna do before.
You're right, man. Good point, man. Look, obviously, if you're still rocking with us right now, towards the end of this video, man, shout out to you. Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you for being here, man. This prediction video, and I gotta put that in the title or something, man, because we gotta let people know this is the video right now. Drop the predictions. You guessed the score correctly of the game. We're gonna send y'all some free merch, man. So go check out our merch shop right now. Everybody, just go check out the merch shop. See exactly what you want to pick out. See what shirt you want. You guessed the score predictably, we're gonna send it out to you. But you gotta guess the winner correctly, all right? And you gotta be a subscriber. You gotta get that subscribe button, man. So go look at that, man. What you got, bro? What's your prediction?
I mean, look, I talked a lot of shit, so now now I'm trying to figure out
how you quantify that.
Yeah, I just listen, man. I think it's funny that they have us at a 1.5 point. The spread is 1.5. Over under is 42. I just I'm trying to figure out how they're getting there because I don't think we're really gonna be that off.
It's 42
and a half. 42 and a half is the over under.
Okay.
And then a 1.5 point spread. So Jets plus 1.5.
Yeah, that's. I think it's gonna be a little uglier than that, man. 42 is more than I think that's gonna happen in this game.
I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 27. I'm going to go 27-17 Texans. I think Aaron might get a few. I've been thinking a lot about those big plays, right? Like giving up the big plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go 27-17. Texans pull the win out on Thursday night, Halloween night. On prime time. These are the ones on Amazon, right?
Yes,
On
sir.
Prime. Yeah. So that's going to be good. Yeah, man, that's my prediction. 27-17. Texans take it. I think Mixon gets a couple of TDs.
Not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mixon's going to probably pick up a couple of touchdowns, and then we'll see who on the wide receiving core decides to show up. I'll predict a touchdown for Hutch.
Oh, okay. Give one to Hutch. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going with. 27-17, Texans take it.
For some reason, I had 19-17 in my head, us edging it out by 2, but I'm trying to figure out how exactly will we get to 19. So I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say 20-17. We play clean enough games to where I think we'll get a couple tutties, and Kaimi's going Kaimi.
Kaimi's gonna do what Kaimi's gonna do.
So he'll get a couple in there, man. So I think 2017 is what I'm rolling with officially.
2017 is what you got to say.
Ugly, bro. Below that 42 mark, man. I just don't see how this game is going to be pretty at all. Even if it's the short week for me. These offenses are not going to look crisp at all, man. Right. I don't see how we getting more than 20 points. And to your point, the Jets have just always been abysmal this entire season. So, yeah.
But I mean, we're coming off of an early week, so are the Jets.
Yeah.
I know. Aaron Rodgers is 40, my boy. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good for him. This is the first time he's doing it. He was injured last year. He didn't have to do it last year. This is the first.
That's why I'm only giving him 17 points.
Yeah. I'm going to say he's going to be looking at the floor 17 times. I mean, that he's going to get murdered.
Oh, I would love a very nice introduction between him and Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter.
Toe might be back.
He practiced. Should be back, man. Like Devin White did his thing. He filled in nicely, but it would be nice to, Toa, I think you're definitely gonna play. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Christian Harris, bro. Like that's just weird. We need the update on that, brother.
You know what? We didn't talk about it the other day, but Autry was back on the field.
Autry's back on the field. Look, it's because the reason we didn't talk about it almost because, like we said, we're not too concerned about our defense. Our defense balls. Like if you're talking about depth on the team, they come in and they feel their role. When it's next man up, them boys ball. They ball. I mean, shit. When Lassiter missed, who was it? Who was our CB that filled in? I can't. Man, apologies. I can't think of his name, man. But
I know what you're talking about.
He did what he needed to do, man. Next man up.
The WWE wrestler. What was his name? Y'all let us know in the comments.
They put a couple WWE moves like back-to-back weeks, bro. Them boys are funny. They swarm, dog. Like I'm not worried about our defense, man. I'm not worried about our defense at all. Our defense. They ball, man. So anyway, we run a little bit longer than we usually do, man. But this is a short week, We only got a limited amount of videos that we're gonna get out this week, man. So y'all drop y'all's predictions. We want somebody to get it right. We want to send y'all merch. So go check out the merch shop, man.
Yeah. Y'all check everything out. Post game live.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not either. It's going to be in the evening, though, shortly following the game. I'll set everything up on YouTube so you guys can set your notifications and your reminders. Yeah. We'll be back on. We'll be in this format because we'll be out trick-or-treating with the kids and all that stuff. So y'all keep it locked here for the post-game live. I'm very excited to get back on doing that because that's going to be good. And then, we'll catch you guys here after the game. And remember, make sure y'all get y'all's predictions in. Visit the merch shop, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. and we'll catch y'all later. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.